the road.
Okay.
Right, a couple more hours and I will be there.
Where are you currently driving from?
From Ontario.
Oh, so you're taking that 3-hour, 300-mile drive?
Yes.
Nice.
I got on the road before 5 this morning to miss the traffic in LA.
I kept joking driving down there just to go eat some food, but it's kind of funny you're actually doing the full drive. Hopefully it's not too bad of a drive.
Nah, it's not too bad.
I suppose once you get out of LA, it's just driving as if you're driving anywhere else, huh?
Yes, the traffic in LA is just hectic. It was like before 5 this morning, it was just cars, thousands of cars on the road. Luckily, It wasn't gridlock yet, but it was just busy. So I'm glad I got out early.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. Thank you for doing that. I know you were tied up yesterday with the other site, and it's been a late day for you, and here you have an early start. So thank you for doing that. Please be safe as you head over there.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, we'll hold up a little bit to discuss the San Francisco if Chris is able to join. Otherwise, we'll get to it. But let's see for next week. Let's make sure we are good. There's a couple activities going on. Terry and Moses, you guys are heading up to Bloomington for a training on the 6-sided ICR camera tunnel. So are you guys good to go with travel arrangements, and you get the invites and everything else? Is that good to go?
Yeah, I got everything.
Yeah, I'm set also.
Okay, perfect. So for the broader team, this is a training for our systems, one of our pre-engineered solutions or systems that got deployed heavily in the logistic world. And we were on a call earlier today, William and I, we learned that there's a new order coming in. There's like 30 or some of these systems are ordered through Amazon, I think. And it will be a good segue, right, for us to, and there seems to be a capacity restraint from the services team. And by the way, right now, the LTS is being referenced as services. It's no longer, I mean, it's still the team, but the terminology is services. But nevertheless, the idea is it will be a good turnaround where we plug in, quickly with these projects, and the customer want it done by May. So we might see a need right after this training when we can, get engaged and support them. So we'll learn more. I'll be talking to Dale and the team there, but there won't be a big of a gap before we engage and deliver on these systems. So it'll be very complementary, and it's going to work out great. Okay.
Hey, Salim, William, quick question. How common is it for these systems to be deployed with some of our print and applies, or is it not very common at all?
I haven't seen many of the 6-sided camera tunnels being applied, just because at that point we can dictate that the license plate be on the top. Top read is the easiest, and when it comes to the customer pricing, having one camera versus 6 is a lot cheaper. So a lot of times the customer will want to keep the price down, and we'll tell them that we can do that by them always putting the license plate up. But it is possible to do a 6-sided camera tunnel with a Panda. It's just costs more.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions on that?
But the technology for the 6-sided camera and the single camera is exactly the same. It's just multiple more of the same thing. So I think to do the 6-sided camera training is equips us well to be able to do all of the cameras.
Yep, understood. We had them both when I was at Amazon, the 6-sided and just, upstream for some of your label and apply right before they would go to the single camera, whether it be, SICK or a Cognex, and then downstream before it went to the shipping sorter, they would look at the 6-sided. So just the reason I asked, because at sometimes they divert smaller packages to go to the 6-sided camera before they're down on the shipping dock. So then you'd have the issue where the labels will be all over the place. And I didn't know if, just because it's a site that has a 6-sided camera tunnel, whether they actually, combine those packages where the labels are in different spots. But as William said, if they're consistent, then there's really no need, as far as where they put those labels.
Okay, so for you, Terry, this would be more like a deja vu. It's probably now you're getting exposed to the SICK content or latest technology that we're using for those systems.
Yep.
And most of, if you haven't seen these, this is a good, maybe if you have, I'm sure you've seen them around. This is now more laser focused on our systems, and this is something we were asking for, and now is a good opportunity to get this hands-on training and get engaged with those. I know you guys in particular, the team on the UPS side, have asked before if we can, train and get more knowledge with our products. Now it's a system, and there's a need to support those systems, so it's a win-win. So I'm pretty sure next week will be good exposure for you guys. Just work through it together. Terry, if it is Amazon, you might want to, share some of those processes with Moses if you haven't seen them. Just, collaborate together through it. And then it's always good to bring some of the feedback for the broader team. So maybe next round it could be Muhammad, it could be Abdul, Eric, could be anybody else. We can, it'll be a good segue. So it's not something that we want just specific team members just to do certain things. I mean, we repeat it all the time. We want to make it flexible so everyone gets opportunity to learn new things and work on different things. So the ask is, I think next Friday you probably will miss the meeting. Maybe the following Friday is bring some of these findings and some of those takeaway points, and hopefully we'll know by then what's the next steps regarding those activities, right? So
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And William, I know you do an excellent job keeping up with those action items and meeting minutes. I've seen you did a refresh or an update on a series of them. Let's everybody, as you get those action items, let's do a better job to update it as well and keep it current, because I think this is the forum for all of us to, relate to these things, and equally important is to keep it up to date. I mean, interestingly, I was reading through those today, and William, there was a couple meetings where this came up from this inquiry or request came up from the team about, getting these trainings, and here we are, we're doing it, right? It's good. It's all working out together. But then we want the feedback, because you guys might get in there and this might be like something you already know, or might not be. Whatever it is, it's all good input, and we look out for that. Okay, so on this same topic with logistics, I'm gonna well before I have let me see for next week if anybody has something that's been planned and needing like a sales order number or any of this information. So Terry and Moses, you're good to go. I know Charlie will be back home next week, so that he's doing alongside with Nick. They're doing this training for Magna, and it's pushed instead of next week, it's pushed till the following week. So I think he's good there. He's got other things to do with Nick. Daniel, do you wanna is your schedule finalized as we talked last time? Do you wanna speak for that?
Yes, I'm fine. Is it traveling up to San Francisco? I booked a hotel until Wednesday. I don't know. I think we will have to see how it goes, and then I will extend that. Just one question. What must I book my time to for this week for the San Francisco one?
Sorry, what's the question?
Under what project number must I book my time?
This will be it will be SNSI. At this point,
okay.
we're taking ownership of where we are, and we need just to lift this up and wrap it up with the best that we can. So just yeah, for these days, and maybe the return, because you still we'll talk about the return ticket, because I know you booked one way, but everything outside of that, it'll be SNSI.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So
yeah, because
okay.
I'm booking today's travel to the project. The Burlington project I did for Jack down in LA. So I booked today's travel onto that project.
Yeah. So I think starting this evening and through Wednesday, right? We'll see where we stand on Wednesday. So from this point onward, it's the SNSI.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you, Daniel, for
I'll make a correction there. Daniel,
Yeah.
It goes to the digital technical consulting team. There's no such thing as SNSI.
Yeah. Well, when it gets to the budget, I'm gonna hit that budget. Yeah, we're gonna start getting used to the
DTC.
Yeah, good call, William. Okay. All right, good. So you're all set. We'll get to the details in a little bit for that one, Daniel. Abdul, are you all set for next week?
Yes, Salim, I should be good. So after a couple talks with her, she's deciding to go ahead and complete next week. So speaking about that, should I use the same sales order number for the project in that case?
Yeah.
I know we were talking about
hours. Yeah. You have all that information, right?
I do. The only question is, I don't know how many hours are left in there to use, so we don't run over the budget. That's all.
Okay. Let's. I think we have a week, right? But you will be conducting the training next week. But we need to figure out where we stand on these on the numbers. So, William, we also talked about this the other day. I think between Abdul and Terry, you guys know what the what hours has been charged so far. So can you guys just work together, get these numbers out, and then based on that, Abdul will figure out, okay, what's left. And either way, we got to finish it, right? So instead of waiting till July. So Terry, if you can communicate those numbers, that'd be good.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm
Good.
kind of out of the loop on this one. I don't know how many hours was budgeted. I never saw any of the paperwork for this set of projects. So if anybody's got that information, that'll be helpful.
Yeah, I was kind of verbally telling Abdul, and he would update the master schedule of what we had left and everything. So we'll get together and we'll copy you on it, I guess, when we figure out what we have left and what we've used already.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. What else is happening next week? William, you're traveling next week, right? Is that confirmed? And you're heading out to California too, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I'll be traveling out Sunday, and then traveling home Thursday. Still waiting on the sales order number to come through from CPM Pro, but it should be coming in any day now.
Okay. But either way, you're traveling, right? Do you
Correct.
need to wait for that number, or is it just?
No, we're going to move ahead with the assessment. We've received everything we need. It's gone through CSPM. We're just waiting for that handoff over to Eric. There was some conversations, and I'll probably get with you later, on what part numbers to use, and should we use them for all of the analysis, or do we have to use a different one based on the customer? But I'll get with you on that later.
Yeah. Let's address this today and provide them the right part number. So I'll work with you on that one to take care of it. Okay, good. Gary, I think we for the team here, I talked with Gary yesterday, and this is regarding the Alcon project. So this is an update or upgrade for the system. There's two folds to it. There's some activities to take place later this month, and then finished up in April. And then there's another activity later in the year, in the fall time, to tie into the SAP. So Gary is gonna handle those, most likely all of the activities. And then, because Gary right now is under M&S, Marketing and Sales Cost Center, so he's not direct labor, he's not billable. We'll do similar things like we did before, like where MPMs and AEs do the work, and then the DTC team will take the credit for these hours. This is a flexibility we have within within the company. So as Gary gets closer to those, I think he's keeping myself and you, William. I'm not sure if you are CC'd and a part of those, but once we land, like once we get closer to the weeks where Gary's going to work, we need to work up front with the CPM Pro to facilitate that, so we can in parallel function these numbers and put them in ADP. William, are you in this, a CC and a part of this conversation, or is this news to you?
I've seen a lot of the conversations. I briefly look over them. I haven't put too much stock in them, but yeah, I've seen a couple dozen emails back and forth that allude to the stuff we're getting ready to do. So yeah, I've got a high level understanding.
Okay.
Yeah, William,
Yeah,
I'll keep you in the loop when I'm sending my emails back and forth.
No, I appreciate it, Gary.
perfect. Thanks, Gary. Yeah, I don't know, William, maybe there's something we can talk about offline and in general when we run into something like that. Usually Jack Olson, I'm not sure if Mike had helped with something like that. I know Jack did on a series of things where they just provide us these numbers and work it out. But this might be new for other CPM pros. So let's figure out maybe through Jack, right? Once we figure out who's the project manager for this one, and this one is kind of I don't think it was assigned to a CPM pro yet, but regardless, we need to to tie that together so it's done upfront, because these things might take a good bit of time, and let's proactively help facilitate it and knock it out.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as we figure out who the PM is going to be from CPM Pro, we can start having those conversations.
Yeah, because there's always going to be something like that. Now with Gary and Chris, it's going to be also more, but also Alexandro and Dan and other, and Nick, another one, right? There'll be a good series of those where we take those credits, and sometimes it's not just pure credit. Sometimes we're really engaged with these projects, maybe shadowing and helping. So we just have to figure out that mechanism. Speaking of that, we have a meeting next week with all the CPM Pro, and that's all teams, PA, LA, FA. There's an effort, or there's a plan to consolidate those teams together. I think they're already transitioning, if not operating that way, which is a good thing. So we will have, whether we're talking to either one of those CPMs, it'll be on the same strategy. So we have a meeting with them next week. I asked for the same timing. I believe it's at 9:30. I will send the invite for everyone. Whoever is available, please plan to join this meeting. And it's 1 hour introductory for the DTC services and capabilities, what we're all about, with the CPM Pro team. So good exposure, and it'll be a good opportunity for us to engage with them and tell them more about what we do. So if we do a quick check-in, I think, William, you will be back home by then, right? If everything goes to plan. So you can attend next Friday, correct?
Sure.
Okay. Abdul, are you doing training, or are you open for next Friday? And I'll tell you exactly what time, so to be specific.
So next week on Friday, I should have training at noon until I would say 8:30. So as long as it's before 11 a.m., I should be good to go. Central timing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect. It's 9 to 10 Central on the
Cool.
12th. And actually, I'm going to be sending this. It's still called Introduction to SNSI. I didn't write that, William. That's from Greg. We'll tell him it's DTC. But it is set for next Friday, and there's about 30 project managers, I think, maybe with their leadership as well. So, okay, William will be available, Abdul, Daniel, I think at this point we're not sure where would you stand. I think we'll play it by ear for Friday. Terry and Moses, you both will be in a training session. So we'll record the meeting. This is more introductory for them, so it's more us introducing ourselves to them. So we'll record it for you guys. Gary, you're welcome to join the meeting if your schedule permits. I will. I'll send it to you if you like. And Eric, I think we'll see where we stand on San Francisco. Where would we be at? I'll send it to the other guys as well. There might be a play for some of us who are available. So maybe William, you chime in on some of these examples. Abdul probably as well. I'll let you guys know so it's not a surprise. And if you need to prepare something, but I'll have the slide deck. I'll have all the presentation ready. I'll share it with you on the sections where you can chime in. But I won't put you on the spot or anything. It'll be something if we're talking about a project. If they have questions, you can chime in and support the meeting. But nothing extraordinary is needed. William, I think you've been in front of most of these guys, so you and I will talk a little bit more on that structure. And you've been putting some of these slides together. Maybe we'll use some of that content. We'll see how that plays out. And then Daniel, you've been instrumental in that RACIC. So I think with these guys, that'll be a good tool, and we need to present it with them. I will still consult with Greg and Doc beforehand, so I don't want to introduce something to them and then get them worked out. So we'll be checking in with you and keeping you in the loop there on what we will be presenting. Okay. And
yep.
Yeah. This will be one of a series of meetings and campaigns that we'll be doing with sales. So this will be more tailored probably on the project and what's relevant with CPM Pro. But we're also working out a campaign which it's a partnership with the digital business consulting team. So Gary, we're working with DP. I'm working with them on that combined slide deck. So that'll be for a broader sales force, and you guys will be a part of some of these meetings also as you are available. The intention here is to do internal marketing. That's basically what it gets down to. Who are we? What are we capable of? What are we doing? How can we help support the sales force, and how can we, grow the business together? So that's the idea behind these campaigns. So that's happening next week. And Eric, you checking in with you last night. I'm happy to hear you doing better. You still feeling better today?
Yep, still doing well.
Eric?
Yep, I'm still doing well.
Okay. All right, good. And we are talking about the game for this weekend or for next week. Do you have a confirmation? Could you be there at the earliest convenience to tie in with the team and carry on? You need to do some catch up and get us back on track before before the following week. So do you have a confirmation there when you could come back?
Yeah, I think I can probably get out there Saturday night if need be, since we're already out there right now. As many people as we can get on site to get this plowed through, the better, I guess. So.
Okay. All right, that's good. Thank you, Eric. That'll be great if you could plan for that. This way we get a head start. You get full day Sunday, and Daniel will be there. So it might work out good before everybody else gets there on Monday. It gives you maybe a good, you have more space and you get things sorted up. So I'll let you guys work out the details. Thank you, Eric, for accommodating that and being flexible on a weekend. And Daniel, again, you're already doing that, and I think Chris is planning to travel out today. I haven't confirmed with them, and come back tomorrow. I don't know, Daniel, if you have any additional information regarding Chris.
Yeah, he will be back tomorrow by noon or so.
Okay. Okay, perfect. And then, is he staying most of next week? I know he's got family commitments where his kids are on spring break towards the middle of the week or something, and he's pushing it. So this is, I mean, it's getting too tight and just conflicting with other, family and vacation time scheduled.
Yeah, no, he's gonna stay until Wednesday. Or that's his plan for now, because he's planning to fly back on Wednesday, depending on where the system stands.
Okay. All right. Because I think Thursday is where. All right. Well, that's good. So he's getting half of tomorrow, all day Sunday, and then throughout Wednesday.
Yes.
Sounded like Eric will be there Saturday night. So, and then for you, Daniel, I think you left it out for now for Wednesday, just to see how things are. And are you flexible beyond Wednesday? Just that we're okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm flexible. I would just like to be home the weekend, but if it really comes down to crunch time, I can stay longer.
Okay. I appreciate that, Daniel. This is, this is very much appreciated. I know you guys are pushing it. Let's do everything we can, right? So you don't necessarily have to stay for the following weekend. And see where we stand. You guys can be creative with dividing the work, maybe splitting up shifts if you guys are in each other's way. You've done this a million times. I don't need to tell you or coach you on that. You guys can work out among each other. But next week, you might want to just be creative with it. When Adam is back, if he's finding the system with safety, and you guys need the same access, maybe you work out some split shifts or whatever mechanism that works for you guys.
Yeah, no, we will make sure that we use the time as best as possible.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you for that. And then Eric, maybe at this point, I think the return is still up in the air. It might make sense just to book one way with the goal to get back home on a Friday, but if things are not progressing too well, we might want to stretch it to the weekend as a last resort. So Monday, things are quite ready for management board, and we've got a presentable system. We came across a lot of challenges, and now we just want to focus and get things sorted out. So are you cool with that, Eric?
Yeah, this upcoming, not this weekend, like not tomorrow and the next day, but the following weekend is it was going to be a big event for my girlfriend's birthday with a bunch of family members coming into town. So That was the only blockage that I may have, but yeah, if we have to push it to the weekend and get last minute tweaks in, it won't be my favorite thing, but if we have to get it done and get it done, then we got to get it done.
Okay. No, that's understood. I think with this game plan, you guys getting there earlier and with everybody together, and Nick will be dedicated for that. He's not doing that Magna training, so I think this worked out for the best. So he's freed up more, and
Okay.
let's leverage all that. Right? I'll talk to him afterwards if he's not able to join here, but I know he's not doing that classic training for Magna, so which is good. Yeah, and same thing goes for you, Eric, right? Like we talked about last week, if it made sense to arrange and work with with Nimal, right, on from Switzerland, and on that off shift timing to gain, his and that would be an advantage while he's busy working on that, would be sleeping and vice versa. But just arrange with them up front, please, so he knows that you're back into it. Maybe it gives you a head start if you do something on Sunday. Will be his Sunday late, will be his morning already. I don't know,
Right.
anything to get that expedited. Just please stay on top of it. Make these arrangements and get that sorted out as you connect with Daniel and Chris and Adam. But take advantage of that time change, right, or time difference, I should say.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay.
I was yesterday's meeting regarding the SFO demo. I was in for a couple of minutes, but I had to drop off with on site. I had some issues there. But Eric, I remember you, or that you said that there was still a sensor or something that you were looking for. Did you get that, or can you maybe go fetch that from the office today and bring it with you in your bag?
I don't recall what sensor. They were talking about
The PM60, it's one for the quality check. I think that's what it is.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
The PIM60.
But the W9s has been fitted, and that's sorted. Those sensors for the conveyor.
Correct. Yep. Those came in, and I installed them the second I saw them, I put them on right away. So those are all ready to go.
Yeah.
Which one is the quality check, and what is the sensor?
It's a PIM60. As to the
inspect the PIM60.
right.
Okay. And talking to Nick, that's he's under the impression that wasn't ordered or it's not there, and nothing. With that said, nothing has been done as far as incorporating that into the system. So I'm not sure how much.
I think I must maybe remove those. I think I must maybe remove those cables and take it off, that it's not there, and everybody asks every time, because for the last couple of weeks, everybody asks every time about the PIM60, but nobody knows what, the cables are there, but so if we just remove the cables, it will be fine. Because nobody's asking for it to be installed because they need it. It's just everybody sees the cables and then they say, oh, but we need the PIM60.
Right.
I think I've heard also. Again, don't let this disrupt if it is too much to pull it off at this last minute. But there was
no, that's easy. It's quick to do that, to take out the cables, and I think it will be better to have it gone than.
Okay.
What's that to do?
No. I think we're talking the opposite. I think you, if I'm hearing you correctly, Daniel, you're saying it's easy to pull it off and as if it doesn't exist. I'm saying if we have the PIM 60, there was asks on why is not incorporated. My ask here is, what does it take to incorporate it? Is that a big deal?
Well,
If it is a
No,
big
we don't
point,
have the device. We don't have the sensor. The
but
actual
I'm
camera.
hearing Eric. I think Eric is saying we have the sensor, or if we have it
no.
somehow.
So
No?
we did have a PIM 60 that I believe was Roji's. He was talking about he might have one, I should say. But in the end, if we get it installed, we're looking at boxes, and we're not going to be doing a quality check on our boxes. We would only be able to do a quality check on the bolts or the H18s that we were going to be using. That was what we were doing the quality check on. And those boxes are going to differentiate so much since they're cardboard boxes that it's going to give us horrible results anyways, even if we get something going. So I'm not sure if that's even a good thing to pursue right now, because it might just be a huge time sink into something that's not really going to work well for immediate, for this phase one, if we will. I mean, that's me making a thought process on that, but not actually saying yes or no on it, of course. I think with us going to the Visionary over the PLB right now, I think it's probably best for us to avoid that. But we probably could have. We didn't really come to a consensus yesterday on if we wanted to get that installed or not. So that might be something we need to send an email around and see what everybody thinks throughout this weekend.
Okay.
Because I think it's no problem for us to find one through Roji. No problem to install it because the bracket's already there. Probably would take a little bit to get it going, but I just don't want it to be another linchpin that's getting loose if we're not able to do anything with it, really.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to. If it is too cumbersome and if it doesn't, if it's gonna be causing a lot of problems and it's not ideal, I guess, for the boxes and what you're picking up right now, might not be a good idea to waste time with it. So because you would be tying it back to the robot somehow, right? To decide where to go with it. It's not just, it has to be interfaced with the robot, correct?
Right. So it'll do the check, and then it'll decide whether it needs to be put into the defect basket or just put back into the good parts basket to continue cycling. So there is more logic there, yes.
Okay. Okay. I guess it's one of those things. If you got everything else talking and stable, and if Roji is there, if it's something he can set up and you can integrate it again, if it's applicable, maybe we introduce it. But this would be at this point, what I'm hearing, Eric, I would say this is a secondary thing. We focus on the primarily function. Make sure the system is interfacing nicely, it's stable, it works. You pick and drop, and the conveyor is running, everything is flowing nicely without interruptions. That'd be good. Everything on top of it is an extra at this point, because the device is not even hooked up, and it seems like it's not suitable for this application right now with this process.
Right.
So, okay. I think we lost Daniel. Probably he's on the road. So, okay.
I was also just going to say that I think we should just tether down those cables right now, even if we're not going to hook it up, just so that the cables are available when we need to do it. If we can just make it so they look like they're stuck to the, hidden but still there, I think that would be preferable over removing the cables.
Okay.
But since we lost Daniel, I'll probably send him a quick message on that. Oh, he looks like he might be back. I don't know.
Yeah, he's dropping in and out, but yeah, for the cables at this point, if we're not going with it, you guys might want to hide them so it's not looking like you're missing out on something. You guys can, wrap them up, and there will be. Again, I talked to Daniel. You guys will figure out what is the what makes sense to do. But I think Daniel will be tightening up those cables and making it look good, and work with Chris and with you, Eric, on other things. But those are details. You guys will work that out, and the main focus is to get the system up and running and presentable, right?
Right.
Presentable to the management board, and it's not just for them. They happen to be there, and we're demonstrating firsthand to them, but it'll be presentable for other customers as well.
Right.
So, yeah. So, Eric, I don't think Nick is aware, because this hasn't been confirmed yet, that you will be there on Sunday. Not sure if you need him right away, or if you've got a few things that you could start tackling in preparation for Monday and for your next meeting with Nimal. But do you have things ready to start taking on first thing Sunday?
Yeah, I think there are a couple things that I could start looking into without the need for somebody else's input, such as Nimal or Nick. I think there's a couple things I can start poking at and trying to figure out if there's issues with it.
Okay. So
Like
right now, sorry, Daniel, you want to say something?
Nope, that was just
Or
me.
Eric?
I was just saying that whole process that Nimal wanted me to work on, I didn't confirm that yet, so I can poke around at that and just try a couple things as I wait for a response from Nimal. I think it'll be all right.
Okay. So Eric, couple of things just from a process perspective, right? The first thing to happen is the actual pickup, which is the interface with the Visionary apps. That's the first thing that takes place in the process on your end, correct?
Right.
Okay. So without that, the plug 2D is useless. You cannot do anything unless you change the entire thing, correct?
Right. Correct.
Okay. So we got to have the Visionary S working along with the robot motion, and at least manage the pick and drop. So if I'm looking at that, and then I wish Nick was here, you guys need to hash that out. I'm just saying from a process side, you guys know what to do on the programming, but I'm just following sequentially. So you will need to get that, ready. And there's the gripper that you're doing the swap right now. There's the gripper that was shipped. Is that installed right now? Or is it a suction cup?
It's the suction cup, and it shouldn't be installed because that was something that I was working on putting together on last Monday. So.
Okay. So can we say that is that one of the things that you're gonna jump on and get that mechanically installed and ready to go first thing Sunday?
Yep, that'll be the very first thing that I'll be looking at, is making sure that all our physical things are ready to go. Okay.
So you have the suction cup, you have the Visionary S. Is the Visionary S mounted, or that's also need to take place?
Yep, the Visionary S is mounted. It's a pre-calibrated sensor, so there's no reason to calibrate it, so it's ready to go right out the gate. All I really need to do is make sure that the UR caps to the robot are all good, and that I can I mean, the biggest thing is make sure that what the work was done with the safety this week hasn't caused me to not be able to move the robot. That'd be one thing.
Okay. So if we're looking for Sunday, so you have full access to the robot, it's powered up, you're gonna install the suction cup, you have the visionary as mounted and ready to go. Can we say by Sunday, if you have that installed and start testing, maybe end goal is to get that moving, at least, just a trial and start picking up, box and drop?
Yep. That'll be a good end goal, is trying to make sure that we're moving right along, picking up boxes and placing them over onto the inspection station. That had the yep, exactly.
Okay. And I think the program is written already for these moves, correct?
Yes. It's a pretty easy program in the UR robot. It's just from our UR cap. It's a drag and drop programming. So it's
Okay.
pretty much
All right.
there.
Well, that's good. I'm getting intentional here because of the timing and everything, right? We wanna over communicate, Eric, and everyone, right, including myself, with a support need or whatever. So to get this wrapped up, in a sense that we're not getting, being an obstacle within each other. So just over communicate where needed, and especially if you need next support over the phone.
Right.
So it's fair to say if everything you've got everything, and then it's a feasible game or feasible plan and goals for Sunday, because I'm hearing everything is set. The challenges you're having at this point is more with the Block 2D. So I think that first part of the sequence or the operation should be pretty straightforward and should work fine with the Visionary S, correct?
Yes, as long as the Visionary isn't causing the issue with the Block 2D, which would require Namal to rewrite a little bit of the UR cap, then yes, that is a correct statement.
Yeah, but Eric, the pick from the pick through the Visionary S at this point has nothing to do with the Block 2D. We're still talking about picking it up and then taking that box to the Block 2D. So
right. So getting that
the UR script, yeah.
Getting that
the
set
UR
up.
script issues. Okay, go ahead.
Getting that set up itself will be no problem. My fear, which is what I've seen last week and the week before, is that we'll get it set up and then there'll be a small issue with it communicating all together, and then I'll have to uninstall stuff. But as long as it's set up properly, as long as there's not too much backpedaling that we have to do to get everything working together, it should have no problem.
Okay. The issues that you're running into now is more when it gets to the Block 2D. It's not with the Visionary S, correct?
Not directly, correct. It's
Okay.
all based on all the UR caps working together using different command lines. If they start using the same command lines, then they start fighting for the same phrases, and then we get warnings and errors that prevent us from doing either.
Okay. All right. So it's crucial to get Nimal as soon as you can get him, right? Maybe first thing for him Monday, which is late Sunday for you. Can you please start connecting with him? Maybe right after this meeting, tell him what you're planning, when you're gonna be there, and then ask for his support so he can plan, and we're not waiting for him till Wednesday, right? I'm just throwing out that. And have him, ready. Okay. And if he's not, that's the part where I want you to over communicate. Okay. If he's not responding, or if he's out, who else would it be other than Nimal that need to help you? because if we don't get that far, I think we'll have a bigger issue with when it gets to the Block 2D and maybe the overall system. Anyways, what I'm hearing.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. All right. And you can include me on those, so I can step in quickly alongside with Nick, to facilitate that. Because I don't want you to if there's something we can take away and help you with, we'll do that. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Daniel, you back with us? Daniel?
Yeah, he left a couple hours ago. He's probably in the middle of nowhere, California.
No, I'm here. Hello?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can now. I don't know if you can hear us or not.
While I'm driving, it's difficult to mute and unmute the whole time.
Okay. All right. So yeah, no, pay attention to the drive. I wasn't sure if you have anything else to say or add for the San Francisco. I think we've tackled that one, and we have a game plan going forward. But I was just checking in with you if there's anything else.
No, I've been listening and listening in, and I think we need to get working what we can, and we must not get lost and spend too much time on things, but focus on what we can get done and get it done.
Yeah, I agree. I think with you guys will figure out that piece, and I have all the faith and trust in you. Most of you guys were on the call the other day. Don't get dragged into any of the frustrations or political issues. Just do what you need to do. Don't get dragged into that. If anything, rises up, just bring it to me. I'll deal with it. But you guys are doing an outstanding job. You know what you're doing, and you're aware of everything around you. So I'm not worried and concerned about that. I just want to facilitate and help you out. And even with those political things, if they rise up, again, just escalating right away and keep focusing on your action items.
Sounds good.
Okay. Very good. So I think we covered up what we got going on next week. Trying to think what else is going on now. There is the you should all have this email and notifications for your performance for 2020. And I know that there was other notifications about the goals. So it's all happening together. For the 2020 performance, it's been distributed, and I think the due date is next week. Please don't make me, come after you and hunt down those. You get in the prompt, so you know what you need to do. Please do it in time, okay? Because it takes me also time to do it, and I cannot just do it, overnight or one day. I think you all seen it. Please do that and submit it before the due date. If you have a need where you're extremely busy with something, let me know. We can work that out. But I think we can all fit it in, and just go ahead and do it. Okay, please.
Hey, Salim, I've got a question on that. My 2020 review included one of my 2021 goals. Is that supposed to work that way?
It shouldn't. I have to look at it with you because I think now that it's distributed, I don't think I can go back and look at it. But is it possible where you extended the goal from 2020 to 2021? Is that, do you do that on any of the goals?
No, it's the Six Sigma Black Belt certification is the goal that's tied to the 2020 performance review. We didn't start that till this year.
Yeah, that's strange. And you only put that recently. You put it in 2021, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Let me work with you on that one. Sometimes it just does funny things. I'll work with you offline. We can, I can look at your screen and see what's going on there. But the other goals are tied up nicely to it, right? From 2020.
I only looked at that one. It was just the one goal and then some questions.
That was odd.
I made note to contact you about it.
Okay. I'll take a closer look with you on it. It shouldn't do that. Okay. All right. Yeah, I know with the training coming up next week with the San Francisco, so as you guys are traveling, try to fit that in. You've also got the rest of today. So, fit that into your time and get it done, please. If you have questions, let me know. Any other questions on that one or anything else? Okay. If not, I think this is pretty much what I have going on. We can wrap up early, give you, about an hour. You can focus on other things, but for Daniel and Eric, yeah, keep us posted there with your progress, and appreciate everything you guys are doing. This goes to the entire team. Please stay safe while you're traveling, and if you need anything, just let me know. If nothing else, we'll wrap up, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Have a good weekend, guys. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
One.
Bye.